It's funny, my friend was asking me about the Rice Krispies before I lift. I really like Rice Krispies and honey, but you should be eating carbs about 30 minutes before your lift, so I cut it way too close, but your body takes about 30 to 60 minutes to absorb anything oral, and you want to have some fast carbs in your bloodstream for your body to utilize while you're lifting so you can get the most out of your lift. Someone tried to tell me one time, they're like, pre-workout carbs, that's crazy. I was like, no, that's actually standard. Like bodybuilders do that because they want to be optimized for their lift. And really, unless you're doing like steady state cardio for over an hour, you're not really dipping into the glycogen stores in your liver. There was a study in college that we looked at basically where like, if you're working out really hard for an hour, at that point, it might be worth it to stop like in a marathon to eat some carbs, like maybe a CrossFitter, endurance athletes, some Joe Schmo like me at the gym. There's no reason for intra-workout carbs. Because by the time you have a couple carbs here and there throughout your workout, they're not gonna hit you till you're freaking done. So pre-workout carbs are the move. So I planned this week incredibly poorly because I had leg day 1 and I didn't do bulgarians because I wanted to do them on this guy and the machine was taken the whole time. I didn't want to do dumbbells. And then I split my leg day 2 into 2 parts so that I can be fresh for some of my heavier stuff, which is the glute-focused Smith machine squats and the heavier RDLs. But I did bulgarians yesterday, and because of my schedule, I don't have time to lift on Saturday, which would be the ideal day to do the second portion of my leg day. But unfortunately, I'm sore as fuck today. I don't think I've been this sore in months from a leg day. So we'll see how today goes. But I also don't want to wait until tomorrow and have 48-hour DOMs. So today's the best day. And then tomorrow I'm hoping to get sprints out of the way, which is going to be fucking terrible. But here we are. If anyone didn't know, a Smith machine is not the same as a barbell. It is about 25 pounds typically. Let's do a quad. Move my feet back a little bit, and I like this machine specifically because it's on a bit of a slant. I'm trying to hit my glutes, so then I can do low bar. So this is low bar, this is high bar. If you do high bar and stand really upright, you're gonna hit your quads. And if you're doing sissy squats, that's great. I'm not. Low bar, kind of put my feet a little bit behind the bar, and with this slant, it allows me to really sit back and drive through my posterior chain. My friend was asking me about barbell squats versus why I do these. And as somebody who's pretty seasoned in the gym, like built a good base of strength, understand what max effort is, had a 396 squat in sleeves, 455 deadlift at 148 pounds. I've already built that, and now I have different goals. So for somebody who's just trying to build strength, yeah, barbell squats are great because you should learn the technique. And honestly, you just need to do them once a week. Going to failure on an exercise once a week, you're gonna be able to progressively overload if you continue to do that. But for me, barbell squats, depending on how you do them, some people have a really hard time feeling them in their glutes and don't understand high bar, low bar, and kind of how to isolate. But it's a compound movement. So at the end of the day, even if you're favoring your quads or your posterior chain, you're using a bit of everything, your core, your back, stabilizing muscles. And for bodybuilding purposes, you'll hear a lot of people say this, they don't even have squats in their program because it's not a great isolation exercise. Is it fun? And I love it? Yes. So it's not in my program, but I'll do it occasionally just because I enjoy the fuck out of it. And a few weeks ago, I actually got 3 plates, which I hadn't done in years, and it was pretty easy, so that was exciting. But for my purposes, trying to grow my posterior chain, I do this. So he has me doing 3 sets of 8 to 10. The best I've ever done is 275. I think I got like 10-8 or 10-8-8, and I fucking died. But I am sore today, so we are just gonna focus on time under tension because that's the name of the game in hypertrophy bodybuilding world. And you see how I'm really sitting back. I mean, I keep my whole foot down, but really my weight's in my heel. And I'm honestly going lower than I even need to. This isn't for quad, so the amount of knee flexion isn't as important. I felt bad when I was powerlifting because you'd go to meets and there'd be these like local brands who would make like powerlifting equipment. And every time I bought it, it was just not as good quality as SBD. SBD is the GOAT when it comes to elbow, knee sleeves, And I don't necessarily need these, but your knees just feel so much better when you do them or use them. And for anyone who doesn't know, this doesn't add like tons of pounds to your squat, maybe like 5 to 10 pounds. It just feels better because you have like enzymes and shit in your joints that need to be warmed up appropriately at a certain temperature to function optimally. And this just kind of keeps your knee warm at the end of the day. And the compression, especially for people who have knee problems, super helpful. I am very fortunate that I don't yet, but I also always wear leggings on this day because trying to get these on when you're sweaty, it's really hard. You get such a forearm pump. Now wraps add like, if you do them right, they can add like 40 to 80 pounds on your squat. Like I did 405 in wraps one time for a squat. It hurt like a bitch. And obviously this isn't super heavy for me to need these yet, but I just like putting them on at this point in my warm-up sets. It's kind of fun that I have this mic on while I'm doing the lift. I mean, when I get heavier, obviously I'm gonna have to be breathing and bracing, but warm-up sets I can talk to you guys. So load my back. Notice how I really tighten it. And I'm really driving my knees out. All right, that feels pretty good. Oh, I love sleeves. All right, I don't need my belt yet. This is technically only 205 because of the Smith machine sled weight. Oh yeah, okay. I probably got 255 in me today for sets of 8 to 10. Ooh, that's so tight. In case you guys didn't know, I'm like 12 or 13 pounds up in my bulk right now. Feeling fluffy. Being strong's fun. I can't fucking wait to cut again. All right. Ooh, bracing is actually gonna be a little difficult. This is too tight. We'll figure it out. Just might black out a little bit. Okay. Seven. 9. Okay. Someone made fun of me for the way I flick my belt, but it looks cool no matter what. Oh, I'm so fat. Let me waste myself a little room to breathe. One done. I'm really bad at remembering that I need to fucking hold the lockout, because for years I was like really bad at just like snapping into my lockout up top, and I injured my SI joint that way. Pretty sure I like loosened all the ligaments around there, and I've only just been able to squat again because I grew my glutes enough that they're taking over what my SI that's a little wobbly should be doing, so it keeps it tight and stable. So when I transfer force from my spine to my pelvis, it actually takes over some of the load. So I don't have pain anymore. But part of doing that was building my glutes, and especially on these where I'm trying to do glute-focused, the squeeze at the top does matter. I didn't do a great job of that on my first set. It is amazing to me how many females don't understand what true failure feels like. So I'm hoping these videos, obviously this isn't, but hoping these videos, as I continue to make them, will show people not working as hard as you think you are. Even me. I was slacking the last few weeks. I had to admit that on my check-in sheet, and the shame that came with that. This week I went in, attacked it, and I'm so fucking sore. Feels good. I love being sore. For anyone wondering, no, I don't do this full time. I'm a PA, I work trauma medicine. We do ICU, gen surge call every day of the month, and trauma consults and alerts. Been practicing for 8 years next month, and I work night shift. I'm contracted for 15 shifts, I usually work 17 to 20. I also work with a locums company, so I get to pick up overtime, which pays great, but you have to travel a little bit. I'm only licensed in Florida, so it's usually only within like 2 to 4 hours that I have to drive. But I have a couple of shifts at another place this weekend. So my normal schedule is work 7 to 7. I live 40 minutes from the hospital. I'm asleep by 8:30. And then I get up at 1. Some days if I'm really tired, I'll sleep till 2. It's just like a cardio day. Wake up, have my coffee, usually out the door by like just after 2 to ride here to the gym. And then I get home, eat, get ready for work, shower, all those things, do it again. Which I actually do a lot better with consistency while I'm working. When I'm off work, I will sleep in because anything before noon is a no for me. If you try and ask me out to some Saturday a.m. ride at like 8 a.m., it's not fucking happening. I'm not a human before noon. And just chronically sleep deprived, but I have my priorities. All right, let's see if I can show you guys that I can lock out better this time. We will see if I have 10 in me. I may only be doing 8. They say in powerlifting, anything over 3 reps is cardio. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, it's so tight. I miss all my clothes fitting, but worth it because we're building. It's part of the process. You shouldn't be cutting all year round. PSA. Okay, 7. Two more. I've gotten my husband like super cool customized stuff. He has like 5 belts and he lifts less than me, but he also is just starting powerlifting again. He's road to 1700. I think he got like 1620 or 1640 his last meet. He would have had a 600 deadlift, but there was some baby powder on the bar, and for some reason his best grip is like on the middle of the bar where there's no knurling, so he slipped, but he would have blocked out. So 600 squat, 600 deadlift, 440 bench. That was his last meet. He was massive. I don't know. I wish him luck. Hopefully we'll be doing some vloggy stuff together. Once you guys get to know him, he's funny. Not the most, actually, he's the least outgoing person I've ever met, but he's mine. He's like, not supportive of my social media, but he's like, I don't have time for this. He's like tolerant of it. He keeps me humble. Everyone's their own celebrity on social media, and he's like, you're literally just a girl. I mean, don't get me wrong. He supports and loves me and thinks I'm awesome, but keeps me grounded for sure. Plus a little razzing about some of the stupid videos I make is always funny. Always re-rack your weights. I don't care if you think that the next person's gonna use a plate. There could be some grandma recovering from surgery who can't lift it or wants to go lighter. Be respectful, period. All right, RDLs. I think it's pretty stupid to use dumbbells for these because your arms are a smaller muscle group and they're never gonna be able to hold as much weight as what your legs can handle. So I prefer to do these, and you're leaving something on the table if you're not using straps. That being said, as somebody who switched from strength training to aesthetic training, going heavy isn't as important. It's all about time under tension. So for me, have I done reps at 315 in the last couple blocks? Yes. Is that the most productive for my goals? No. 275 occasionally if I'm feeling a little saucy, but being that this is my second exercise after squats, and I'll alternate every week which one I start with, and that I'm super fucking sore from yesterday, I'm keeping it at 225, really focusing on slow eccentric, like count of 2 to 3, and then blocking out at the top. I almost want to get an angle directly from the back just because of Coach Oriana, and I can't stand her. She's like, why would you pose like this when you can pose like this? Bitch, I'm gonna post wherever the fuck I want. If you don't like it, keep scrolling. Different angles definitely show different aspects of the movement. Some are optimal, some are suboptimal, but variety is the spice of life, my friends. I've also learned that despite me being a pretty seasoned lifter, I've done straps wrong this whole time. Because I've only ever had to do them on barbell, so it didn't really matter if I went over or under. But as soon as I had to use dumbbells for a couple of things, like at the end of last year, I realized I'd do it wrong, and the buff biker was like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know. Oh, this is so tight. Did I put a collar on that side? Can you guys see? Not that you can even answer me. All right, time to fucking actually do this. Let's go. See, I do them wrong, but I don't care, it works for me. After struggling with my weight, diet, goals, I ended up hiring Kobe Cycles. Can't speak highly enough about him. What's interesting is we took out all quad exercises for the past 2 blocks. So for basically my entire bulk, there's been no quad isolation because I'm so quad dominant, and that's where I'm lacking is my glutes and my hamstrings. My posterior chain, and hopefully it'll pay off in the cut. I just pray that I've actually put on some muscle out of this 13 pounds and that I hang on to it when I cut again. Because the most disappointing thing to me would be to have the exact same physique as last year. And I was pretty lean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I wasn't stage lean, but for like every dayer, I was pretty lean. I'd like to get leaner this time. And I'm just praying, like I said, that my shape is better after all this work. All right, last one, best one. Fuck me. Well, I want to see how well this mic works clipped into here. I'd have to find a better spot for it if I was going to do like vlogging while riding, which I do need to figure out. Got to tap into that market, but we'll see how this audio comes out. Yeah, so I know you guys are probably like, you only did 2 exercises today, but it's fucking heavy day. And I specifically saved these for a separate day, like I said, because I don't want to compromise how heavy I can go on them. All right, but I have an R7. Obviously, my main shtick on social media is riding, but once I cut again, I'll probably make a separate account for lifting. It just doesn't make sense right now while I'm bulking. It's not as eye-grabbing, okay? Say what you want, people are superficial. It's how the world works. And I'm not like pulling crazy heavy weight either, you know, it's like kind of middle of the road. I'm not doing anything super impressive. You either need to look impressive or perform impressively. Ideally both. But yeah, anyway, it's gonna be a beautiful ride home. It's all sunny. Thanks for joining me, guys.